Have you ever wondered what would happen if a zoo is left unmanned? Have you ever wondered what would happen if wild animals, small animals like birds, monkeys, lions, cheetahs, tigers, snakes are put in a place and there's no cage separating them? What would happen is that the bigger animals are going to prey on the smaller ones. The more dangerous animals are going to prey on the little animals. And when they are done with the powerless animals, they will prey on each one another until it gets to the point of the survival of the fittest, and only the strongest of them would survive that situation. Now, this is what happens when you get into a relationship without setting boundaries. Now, just imagine that this man is mentally, he is logically minded, right? That is his make, that is how he is made. He is made to be logical for a reason. And you are made emotional. Your default is emotion. Now, that is one factor. Then another thing is that man might be, more experienced than you, and he might have maybe financial leverage more than you. You get into a relationship with such a person and you choose not to set boundaries. You chose not to set the ground rules for that relationship as far as what is acceptable for you and what is not acceptable. You just let yourself into that relationship without letting that person understand the kind of things that work for you. Now, I am not saying you go sit down on a date with somebody and start telling them, oh, this, that, this works for me. If you do this, I won't like it, this, that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that during the course of your relationship, from the time you start getting to know each other, you are going to start setting your boundaries from the things that you accept, through the things that you accept from that person. He does something that is not right with you. It doesn't sit right with you. It is not correct. What do? You tell him, this thing, I do not appreciate this kind of behavior. I expect this, not that, in a respectful way. He does it again. What do? You take yourself out of that situation. You keep quiet. You don't go start complaining, oh, I've told you about this. Start nagging, I've discussed this with you and you're still doing it. No, that's not what you do. What you do is quietly take your energy, your attention out of that situation. When you take yourself out of that situation due to the disrespect that that person has done, due to that thing he did that you had already told him you do not like from the beginning, if he does it again, you take yourself out of that situation. A man that is interested in you, a man that takes you seriously, is going to notice your absence. And he, at that point, is going to call you and ask, what happened? Why are you different now? What is going on? You tell him at that point, this is it. We have talked about this before. And I still see you do it. This is something I do not tolerate. And at that point, he would definitely take you seriously. He would take you seriously, even if he didn't take you serious at the first time. Now he knows that there are consequences for that action. And the consequence is not noise, because they do not respond to that. They do not respond to talking. They respond to your action. So when he sees that you have taken an action against that behavior, then he would sit himself down if he really wants you, and he would tell himself that this thing must not repeat itself. Now, this is how you set boundaries with men. And gradually, he will keep getting to know the things that are acceptable for you and things that are not acceptable. For a man that really likes you, when you take your energy away from them as a result of them stepping on your boundaries, he is going to understand with every step that you take your boundaries seriously, and he's going to act accordingly because he does not want to lose access to you, and he knows that any such kind of behavior is definitely going to take your attention away from him, is going to take your presence away from him. Now, that is what he responds to. He would not respond to you nagging him about it. He would not respond to you talking to him repeatedly about a situation. Men only respond to action and not words. You could talk to him about one thing for a whole year and it would not change as long as you just talk and you do not add action to it, as long as you do not put any consequences on that action. That action is going to remain there and is going to make him to even do more and more and more of the things that are unacceptable to you, because he's losing respect for you, because you do not even have respect for your own boundaries. That is why you would just say it, and when someone steps on it, you still accept it and you still keep going as if nothing happens. But if he steps on your boundary and you take your energy away, you take your attention away, you take whatever it is you do with him that he values, you take it away quietly without noise. A man that likes you is definitely going to sit himself down and he's going to address that issue. He's going to make sure that that never happens again. Now you may ask, what if I take my presence away and he does not notice? And he does nothing to fix the situation? What do I do? What you do is nothing. You do absolutely nothing. You let the situation be. You did not go to ask for that man to be with you. He came to you. So, if he decides that this thing does not really matter enough for him to get back to you and call you and pursue you, then the man is not for you. He is not for you. Accept that and keep moving. That is exactly what you do. You are not the one in the doing path. No. Men are wired to chase, right? So if he chose not to chase after you, you already know what it is. The answer is that he is no longer interested. Because if he is definitely going to come after you and try to fix that situation. The man is wired to solve problems. That is why he is logical. So if he does not attempt to fix that situation, if he does not attempt to bring you back closer when you move away due to him stepping on your boundary, then your answer is clear. You don't need closure. You don't need explanation. You don't need to express yourself and tell him how that hurts you, because it does not matter at that point. He has already decided that this is not worth it for him. Because if it is worth it for him, he is going to do what a man does. He is going to solve the problem.